Hey guys, Helen here. Welcome back to my channel. I thought it would be fun today to do like a little bake with me. I'm gonna be making paleo pumpkin muffins, just something that we can snack on throughout the week. And then also thought it would be fun to do like little life updates, answer some questions, and just share what we've been up to these days. So far today I had a podcast interview that Kaylee and I recorded with a guest, and during that interview Tyler had Emery. He fed her a bottle I had pumped like right before, and then right now she is currently napping in her mama-roo. We absolutely love this thing. It's super convenient, pretty light, like I can carry her around and put her wherever I want her. Let me let the dogs in really quick. Come here, guys. So for those of you that don't know, we have 3 dogs. I know I don't really like show them much on social media and stuff, but these are our 3. Okay, so yeah, today basically, this is kind of the most that I get like dressed these days, unless we're actually going somewhere, but just like a casual top, Lulu sweats, and then these J. Crew slippers that Tyler got me for Christmas that I absolutely love and wear all the time. So yeah, let me get the camera set up. I'll get started baking and then kind of just get going with the video. On the oven to preheat to 375, and then I use these baking cups to put into the muffin tin. You can also like choose to oil it if you want, but I found it so much easier to do that, and they're also just way easier than to like store in a Ziploc bag and stuff later. So those are all prepped, and then I took out all the ingredients that I need. To be completely honest, the only thing I'm missing to make it fully paleo is almond flour, and as I was looking I just noticed that we're out. So I am using the coconut flour, but instead of almond flour I just have regular all-purpose flour that I took out. So if you do want to make it paleo, use almond flour. If not, you can use regular flour as well. Okay, what I love about this recipe is that you literally, all you do is just toss everything into a food processor and then just mix it all up. So starting off with the egg. And then banana. So the more ripe the better. I don't really like to eat bananas like this, like by themselves, but for recipes it works really well to give you like more banana taste. And then half cup of almond butter. We get this kind from Costco. It lasts a while and the ingredients are good. And then, let's see, so my almond flour or regular flour, put in there, and I need 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. And then 2 tablespoons of maple syrup or honey. So I am going to use this maple syrup. It's chalk 0. It doesn't have any added sugars or anything, just pure maple syrup. So I need 2 tablespoons. And then all of the different spices and stuff. So I'm going to grab a teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon cinnamon. And then half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And then a half teaspoon of baking soda, and I'll put this recipe down in the description below so you guys can reference it easily. And then half teaspoon of salt. We have Himalayan salt from Onnit, actually. And let's see if I missed anything. The pumpkin, obviously, that is the main part of it. So half a cup. So I'm just gonna measure in here, which I think it's about half a can. But so depending how liquidy your almond butter is, and then your maple syrup and honey and stuff, you might need to add liquid to it. So what I'm gonna do is have my almond milk out and ready, but we'll see if we actually need to add it. So after that, I'm just gonna turn it on. Oh, and the last thing I actually didn't do was a vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I love vanilla extract, so add it to a lot of my recipes. Alright, so now I will blend it off in it. Okay, I cleared everything off, and now I'm just gonna fill these about halfway, each of them. So as I do that, I'll kind of share what we've been up to lately. So the last you guys kind of heard as far as updates go, I shared our birth story and a little bit of like postpartum stuff on a recent video, so you guys can always go back and check that out. But right now I am almost just about 6 weeks postpartum. So in 2 days, Emery will be 6 weeks old, and I will hopefully be cleared very soon to start normal like workouts and activity. Obviously gonna have to really ease back into everything, but getting into it like slowly is better than not doing it at all. So I'm really excited for that. But as I'm like healing and being able to move around and stuff better, I've been doing a little more like walking, and then also we recently got a Peloton bike that's in the garage, and it is an amazing like whole system. So we're really excited about it. My husband really likes it, and they have bike workouts as well as floor workouts, yoga, stretching, body weight, weighted workouts, all that good stuff. So I started doing like just really light workouts on the bike, but otherwise I'm waiting until my doctor's appointment to like really get cleared. One thing I noticed, I was doing a little bit of yoga and stretching, and my core is first of all super weak, and then also it's a little bit painful honestly to like be in a plank position or holding any sort of like core strengthener. So just noticing that, I know at my appointment I'm gonna ask my doctor like how slowly I should be getting back into core work and how long that's gonna take. So that's a little bit scary for me because I've never actually like had that, I don't know, this week of a core. It's definitely different for me to be this week, and I've never really taken this much time off where I really wasn't doing anything at all. Obviously I've gone through like phases of being in more intense workouts and then other phases being like super intense or like not intense at all, but I've never taken this much time just completely off. And so I am a little bit nervous heading into this whole like season of having to really work hard and get back in shape and just like taking it easy and making sure I'm not like doing anything to injure myself. So I am, if I'm being honest, a little bit nervous about that, but I'm also really excited to be getting back into all of that. So that's kind of an update as far as like body stuff goes. I am really excited to get back into all of that. And then, so just so you guys know, this makes just about perfectly a dozen large muffins. So I'm gonna kind of even them all out, but I'm getting close to being done with all of the batter. So yeah, then other things, so I've gotten asked if I'm going back to work, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I am not going back to the job that I had before, but if you guys also know, I have a podcast called Balancing Your Hustle with my co-host Kaylee, and we have been doing that for just over a year now. And it's going really well. We're growing. Each month we have more and more downloads, which is super exciting. So if you guys want to check it out, it's Balancing Your Hustle. You can listen to it on iTunes and Google Play. And basically we just kind of talk through all things life. We interview a bunch of like business owners, other bloggers, entrepreneurs, talk about health and wellness stuff. We talk about things anywhere from like birth control and pregnancy to building a business, and recently we had a guest on that talked about like her infertility treatments and all that kind of stuff. So it's really fun just to be in that space. So I'm gonna really quickly wash my hands and put this in the oven to get them going, and then I will be back. I'm sure a lot of you other moms can relate, but it is like 2:20 and I still haven't finished my coffee, so I just reheated it. And I wanted to share this frother that I use. Obviously now the cream is like all mixed up in there, but I still like to use it just to get it all like foamy again. It's called Bean Envy, and I'll link it in the description below. But if you can, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it gets like foamy in there, which reminds me of drinking a latte, which is a little more fun than just drinking a normal cup of coffee. Okay, so now back to some updates. So those are gonna be in the oven for 20 minutes, and then I'll check on them, stick a fork in, and if it comes out clean, they'll be done. If not, I'll probably do another like 5 minutes. So it just kind of depends on your oven. But anyway, so yeah, so I was talking postpartum, and like I said, I'm a little nervous, but excited to get back into workouts, and then got into the podcast. So it takes like up a couple hours a week. So what's really nice about that is that it's like I'm still working, but I get to do it from home and get to take care of Emery. Tyler's work schedule is fairly flexible, so as long as I kind of like give him a heads up, he's able to be home and watching her while I have the podcast. That like, so just in case if she's napping and like wakes up, it doesn't interrupt the podcast. So I'm really grateful that he's able to help with that. And then otherwise, I definitely am excited about this YouTube channel. I want to get more content up there. I'm thinking about doing some more videos as far as like newborn stuff, so like newborn essentials that I'm enjoying. I'll definitely be recapping my postpartum journey, workouts that I'm doing, more healthy recipes and stuff. I think you guys like that, so I'll keep doing things like that. But I'm really excited for just, you know, this channel and everything. So let me get into a couple of like the questions I asked on Instagram, what you guys wanted to like hear about. So let me get into some of those. Okay, so someone asked about how our dogs are adapting to the baby and having Emery and stuff around, which I think is really sweet because our dogs were definitely like our firstborn babies. We spoil them like crazy. They're definitely part of the family. Both of the girls have like gone through some like crazy health stuff that was just unlucky early on, and we were at the vet a lot, and I was like really emotional about all that stuff, and that all happened last year. But so just having gone through all that stuff with our dogs, we definitely, they're very much so part of our family. I was a little bit nervous about how they would adapt to Emery, but honestly, I think they're doing a really great job, and I think because we're trying really hard not to like leave them out or just completely ignore them, I think that helps a lot. So typically at least every other day we take them out for like a big outing, so either a really long walk or to the dog park or on a hike or something like that. Both the girls who are Black Lab and the White Husky, Ghost and Cora, they love to play ball, so we'll go to the park and let them play ball. And then Kane, our Red Husky, isn't great off leash, so we can't really let him off leash, but we put him on like the long leash and let him walk around a lot and stuff on that. So doing stuff like that I think has helped a lot. And then also they've all just been like really good house dogs. They don't mind hanging out. We'll give them like dental bones and stuff to chew on to like keep them a little bit busy, and they have their toys to chew on and everything. But I think initially, obviously, it was a big shock for them. Our Huskies are way more interested in Emery and like who she is and wanting to like talk, or not talk with her, but interact with her, versus our Lab could honestly like care less. She barely goes over to her, and it's not because none of them are like aggressive or anything like that towards Emery, which is great because I've heard some like horror stories and was a little bit nervous about that, but they've all really adapted well. So thank you to who asked that question. I appreciate it. They're doing great, and we love our dogs. So we've been doing everything we can to keep them part of the family. Okay, and then someone asked about sleep schedule and how sleeping has been. This person that asked is pregnant, so she's curious, pregnant with her first baby, so she's curious on that. So I have like mixed feelings about this, because in a way things have gone better than I had like mentally prepared and expected, and then in a way sometimes they're like worse. So what I mean by that is I think I'm getting more sleep than I thought I would be, but at the same time I didn't know how hard it would be to like not get a lot of sleep. And I'm one of those people where even through pregnancy, like I slept so well. I always sleep completely through the night, like rarely wake up in the middle of the night. I have no problem falling asleep, and sleep was just like really important to me, and I would always get at least 7 to 8 hours a night, and that has definitely changed to be completely honest. So basically what happens is the first 4 weeks we didn't do any sort of routine or schedule, and we were just kind of going off of her needs. At the least, we would wake her up every 3 hours to feed until she got back to her birth weight. Then the doctor said we could let her start sleeping as long as she wanted in the nighttime, but still to wake her up every 3 hours during the day to feed. So that's what we've been doing. Her longest stretch at night has probably been about like 4.5, almost 5 hours, which I think is really good for a newborn who's like almost 6 weeks. But between week 4 and 5, we started having like disastrous nights where she just wanted to be up all night. So that's when I started doing some research, and I asked on like Instagram stories and stuff what people with like their babies did and what they would recommend and that kind of stuff. So I did a lot of research, started reading some different books. Some of the books that I started reading were The Baby Whisperer, and then 12 Hours Sleep by 12 Weeks Old, and then the other like ebook program that I started reading and I'm actually implementing now is Little Ones, and it's 2 Australian moms that created that program. And so with that program, they give you schedules based off of the baby's age. So right now we're doing like the 5 to 7 week schedule, and what it kind of looks like is you have a start time of the day and you wake them up at that time every day no matter what. So we do 7 a.m. and then we put her to bed by 7 p.m. And that's something that we didn't do before in the first 4 weeks. So we were kind of just like letting her stay up with us late at night, or if she was like sleeping, she would just be sleeping out in the living room with us. We didn't like put her to bed. But now, since implementing that, honestly just like a week-ish, week and a half ago, we started doing that, and I think it's really helped her get her like day and nights in a better order, so she's like sleeping more at night versus during the day. But honestly, like every day is kind of a crapshoot. Like you can't really expect a 5-6 week old baby to like be on a strict routine, and so we kind of just are using this routine as a general idea of like how many hours she should be sleeping during the day, how long naps should be, and that kind of thing. But basically it's like in the morning she has a 1 hour nap, in the afternoon she has a 2 to 2.5 hour nap, and then in the late afternoon she has a 1 hour nap, and then she goes to bed at 7. So that's like what we're aiming for, and we have been doing bath time before her last feeding and then putting her to bed. So that's something that I've noticed has helped with her sleeping. What I also noticed has helped with her sleeping a lot is trying to like really get a burp out of her. I know that sounds like funny, but I think it's helped her like be a lot more comfortable when she goes to bed, and so she'll sleep for longer stretches. But she kind of seems to be like a baby that doesn't like to have a dirty diaper or wet diaper, so she'll pretty much almost always wake up, unless she's like super tired, but she'll wake up when she has a dirty diaper, which sometimes it's like I just put her to bed like an hour or two ago, and then she's waking up not because she's hungry, but because she's not clean and she doesn't like it. So with that being said, it's been, every night is like different. I've had some nights where she slept perfectly from like 7 to 10. I gave her a feeding, then she slept from like 10:30 to 2:30, gave her a feeding, and then she slept from like 3:30 to 7, great. And then, which those nights were amazing, and like I got some great sleep those nights. And then some nights she honestly is just like awake from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. and just will not go back to sleep, and it just is acting like she's not tired at all and super wide awake. So at that point, like that's when I just kind of like hang out with her, put my headphones in and watch Grey's Anatomy on Netflix on my phone, just being like totally honest. And then like I know just at some point she's gonna get tired and go back to sleep. So on days like that, my routine then ends up being getting her out of bed at 7, feeding her, and then having Tyler take her and hang out with her until like about 10. I'll go back to sleep, which honestly has been a little bit hard for me because I love my morning routine. Like I love being able to like get up, have my breakfast, have coffee, like take the dogs on a walk or get a workout in. That was always the way I started my mornings. And so it's been tough to not be able to do that kind of stuff and just like make myself go back to sleep because I know I need it. And then my day gets started a lot later, but at the same time I know it's only temporary and eventually she's gonna, you know, be sleeping through the night. I don't know at what point, but eventually she will, and I'll be able to get like my routine back. So I've kind of been going on like a day-to-day basis off of like if I take naps or not. Some days I don't need a nap. Other days I need like 2 naps depending on how, you know, the night went. So that's kind of just how we've been doing it. We're not like super strict on our schedule, but at the same time I'm trying to get her into some sort of a routine. So long answer for that question, but that's kind of what sleep schedule has been like for her. And then as far as someone was asking what my daily routine looks like, and that also is just all over the place. It depends if I have a podcast scheduled or not. It depends if I'm like recording a video. I have a friend that we meet up at the park and go on walks with. So it's really all over the place. Like some days I don't leave the house, which is like mind-blowing to me that I do that because I am one of those people that like I've always been go, go, go. But honestly, like I've really slowed down a lot. I'm really taking the time to like enjoy my time with Emery and just enjoy my time like at home, because I know this is all temporary as far as like how much downtime I'm having. So like I said, Grey's Anatomy I started watching because I never watched it back when it first came out. So I've been watching, like binge watching the seasons, which has been nice to have like a go-to show to watch. So I've been doing that, and then I try to get some sort of movement in every day, whether that's like a walk with the dogs or like I said earlier, hopping on the Peloton for just like 15 minutes. So if I don't get a walk in, then I'll try to do like the bike. So that, I know that'll change, like my workout routine will change a little bit, and I'm gonna make it more of a priority as soon as I'm cleared. But for now, since I can't do a lot, that's kind of where I've been. So that is that question. And then this is a little bit like completely random, but someone asked about how me and Kaylee started a podcast. And so I do want to answer that question and just kind of share how it is like starting your own podcast or whatever it might be that you want to get started. But basically, like we had talked about it briefly and then just decided to go for it and just see how it went. The first year, so literally 52 episodes, we came out every single Monday. We never missed a week. We host on Libsyn, and we do our interviews with people on Zoom. And so those are like the platforms that we use to record our interviews. And then I personally edit our podcasts, and then Kaylee personally does a lot of like our scheduling and emails with advertisers. So we've kind of split up our duties in that sense. And honestly, like it kind of just started with us wanting to do it. We started doing it. Oh, those are the muffins. So let me check on those. I'll be right back. Okay, so it actually seems like 20 minutes was perfect timing for this batch. Let me show you what they look like. So that's that, and then if I stick a fork in and come out, it is clean. So they are done. So let me take those out really quick. So I'm just gonna set those there and let them cool for like 10-15 minutes before removing them, and then I will store them in a Ziploc and put them in the fridge, and then we can just reheat them and eat whenever we want. Okay, so the muffins are done, and then I took Emery out of the mom room because it is time for her to start waking up, so I'm gonna get this wrapped up soon. But anyway, so I was talking about the podcast stuff, and basically my biggest advice would be if you're interested in starting something like that or a blog, like just get it going. Kaylee and I did it for a whole year before we even got one advertiser. We put a lot of like our own money into it right off the bat initially to like pay for hosting, which all that stuff isn't like super expensive, but it does, you know, take a little bit of your own like personal investment, and then obviously like the time investment as well. But it's been so fun to like be able to interview a bunch of people and talk with like all sorts of people that we would never talk to unless we had this platform. So that has been a really awesome part of my like weekly routine is podcasting. Like I said, we come out every Monday. We haven't missed a Monday since we started in October of 17. So that has been really awesome. But the last question I had that I do want to touch on really quick, and then I'll wrap this up, is someone asked like if we've left the house with Emery or how that goes when we like do stuff outside with her. And we've actually like left the house quite a bit. Not as much this past week since we've kind of started to like put her on a little more of a routine, and I wanted to like get into a rhythm with that before you know, messing with that too much. But especially the first few weeks, like take advantage of it because they are so easy to like take around with you. Newborns sleep a lot, and so it's been really easy to like take her out to like go to happy hours or dinner together. I took her like out shopping with my mother-in-law. I haven't done a lot of stuff like on my own. I think, not that I'm like afraid to do that, but I think part of me is a little bit nervous to like go out on my own, just because then if she like gets upset and I need to do something, I like am on my own, which sounds silly because I know I would be totally fine, but I think that's like a fear that all new moms, I'm assuming, have. But otherwise we do a lot of like walks. We put her in her car seat that hooks onto our tool stroller that we love and go on walks and stuff, or we have a baby Bjorn like pack that we put her in. So either of those are like great options to like taking her out on walks and that kind of thing. So we've done those things. Obviously like doctor's appointments she goes out to, and we keep them like short. Like I always feed her right before we go. So I always like change her, feed her, make sure she's like comfortable and full, and then she is a lot more content to just like sleep or hang out in her car seat while we go out and about and do stuff. And then we typically keep it to like 2 hours, 3 hours max, just in case like she needs to get home and, you know, get fed or go back to sleep or whatever. So that's kind of how it's been with taking her out and doing stuff. And I will end that there. That's kind of a lot of like the updates that have been going on lately. Like I said, I do want to do a newborn essentials video with like all the things we've been using, so look for that soon. And then also I think I do want to do like a breastfeeding video as far as like the products that I've really enjoyed using, what I thought I would use that I didn't end up using very much of, and then how it's been like pumping and being able to like bottle feed her and that kind of stuff. So now that we're like 6 weeks in, I feel really confident with all of that stuff, and I will be happy to share all of that. So look for those videos coming up, and thanks for tuning into this one. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. The recipe is linked in, or is down in the description, so you guys can go ahead and try these pumpkin muffins. And then please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to kind of grow this community, and leave any requests for like videos that you might want to see, because I would be more than happy to like record videos that are requested. So thanks again for watching, and have an awesome rest of your day.